Hello, everybody. My name is Carter Gagno. I'm a senior music education student, and welcome to the second episode of my CME project. This project is on how essential and imperative music education is in the K through 12 years of education. The first episode, we talked a lot about my own background and opinions on my large questions and some of the other stuff in the survey. And the purpose of doing this as a podcast and like a talk show almost is more to get my raw opinion. And when you read an essay, it can be a little, how many times do you proofread it, get the right word, use a thesaurus, whereas this way we're kind of just, it's almost like a conversation, a one-way conversation, right? So this episode we're going to go over my population and my data that I collected, just about the population. The following episodes are going to be about my three bigger questions that are on the survey, and then a concluding episode. So this is probably going to be the shortest of all of the episodes because this is a very small portion of the survey, but I also feel like it's a very important part of the survey. So going over the first question is, how old are you? Now, this is a very, I believe, important question to ask when we're going through surveys. I don't think that age is unimportant in this for this conversation. You can see that, or you can't see, but I can tell you that the oldest age I got for someone to fill out my survey was 71 years old. Obviously, they had a very different experience than I did, and the students that I worked with in my student teaching placement last semester, they've been having a much different experience than I did. So age plays a large role into the data I collected. So for the first question, how old are you? 50% of my answers came between the ages of 18 and 22, which I'm kind of considering the college age, right? The college education age. Obviously, you can be a little younger, a little older, still be in college, in university, but just for purposes of talking, I'll reference that as the collegiate age, college age. And then 50% of that is 21 or 22 and older, or 23 and older. I apologize, 23 and older. So moving on to the next question is what is the highest level of education you have received? So this was more for me to get an understanding of how many music educated people answered my survey, because a lot of what I talked about in my first episode is how I didn't want this to be skewed by all musicians, right? So I didn't send this survey out as most of my music education friends do. They send the surveys out to the entire School of Music. We send it to the wonderful Bernadette at the front desk of the School of Music, and she sends it out to the entire school. And I didn't want to do that because my purpose is to figure out how imperative music is from K through 12, and probably a good 80% of students don't continue with music after high school, after graduation, right? So what's the point in me asking that question to a bunch of college educated musicians who clearly had the best experiences and think it's the most important thing in the world? I didn't want to do that. So what I did is I used the general locations like the library on campus, and in my PEQ classes that I'm currently taking now as I'm trying to finish my degree, I just asked people to fill it out, and then I put it up on my social medias, and I asked like parents, my parents' friends, and like I asked for anybody who isn't musically educated post high school to give me your thoughts, right? Because I don't want to know what music educators and collegiately educated people, music people, are with this. I want to know what the general public thinks. So when I ask what is the highest level of education you received, this is more for me to know how many music people answered. Now, I have current sophomore in college. A lot of people were very general with this. I do have a BM in music education. But then there are some people, master's degrees, bachelor degrees, high school graduate. So somebody who's, there's people on here who didn't pursue education post high school, right? And then I scroll down to what occupation are you currently in, and if you're in college, what's your major? We have accounting, dance, emergency management, graphic design, right? Nursing, psychology, retired accountant, retired nurse. What is that? Graphic design and marketing. And then we have a couple music therapy and a couple music teachers. But the majority of my answers here, and that's just a selection of them, are people that are not post high school educated in music, which was what I was looking for. Okay, and then the next question and the last question that we're really going to talk about this episode is on a scale of 1 to 10, how present is music in your life? So here I'm asking anybody who filled this out, is music not relevant at all, or is it used in your everyday life for multiple different reasons? Now, for me, that's a 10, right? So I am just going through these questions just for some background. I am 22 years old. I'm a senior in college, about to become a music education teacher. And music is definitely a 10 for me because I use music for more than just like I'm learning music in college, right? I teach music. I listen to music every day, and that's not orchestra music. It's not just jazz music, right? I listen to Harry Styles. I listen to punk rock, right? Music is a very large part of my life for more than just what I'm doing here at school. And so that's a 10 for me. But what I'm really excited to say is that 100% of my answers are actually above a 5. So I had nothing 5 and below for anybody who answered this. My lowest answers are 6s, and my highest answers are 10s. It makes me super happy. Because as I went through previously, most of the people who answered this survey are not music people, I should say, are not people who pursued music in college, right? So that's really, really fascinating. Now, the majority of the answers hung out around 9 and 10. There are a good portion of them that are 8. About 21% of the answers are 8s, 28% 9, and a whopping 35 for 10. And then we have lower percentages, about 7% for 6 and 7. So I'm really happy with the way my survey starts. Now, this isn't the whole purpose of the survey, right? I'm glad to hear that music is present in everybody's lives. But does that mean that it was necessary in school? Not necessarily. Right? Maybe somebody who had horrible experiences in high school listens to music every day because it pushes that away, right? So it doesn't necessarily mean that. So while I'm happy that it's really present, this is putting me off on the right foot. So this is definitely the shortest episode of the episodes to come, because that's a very small portion. So just to summarize, 50% of my 50% of the responses come from people who are in like a college age from 18 to 22. The rest of the answers are after that. The majority of my answers have come from people who are not post-high school educated in music, but are people who apparently love music because it is at least a 6 or higher present in their lives. Okay, so the next few episodes are going to be a little bit more extensive. Episode 3 is going to be talking about elementary school music and people's experiences, what the answers I have, what my views are. The episode 4 will be middle school, episode 5 will be high school, and then a concluding episode for episode 6. So thank you if you made it this far, and have a wonderful time listening to episode 3. Thank you.